So Singapore, as we know, is a very expensive city to live in, and even as someone working here, a local working here, we do feel the strain of how things are starting to cost even more these days.
Cost of living is really high here.
So the prices of things has been increasing since the beginning of 2024, and with the recent GST hikes, these make things even more expensive as they trickle down to the grassroots. So in today's video, let's talk about how we can reduce our cost of living by reducing our spending, but also finding ways to increase our income, because to have more savings, you need to either reduce expenses or increase income, and in an ideal situation, you can do both. So this video is in collaboration with XM, but we'll talk more about them later. So as we just mentioned, to increase your wealth or to increase the amount of money you have, you need to do one of two things, which is either to reduce your expenses or to increase your income. And when you're looking to reduce your expenses, it's as simple as listing down all the things that you're paying for and try to weed out things that sometimes are costing you more money over time. So personally for me, I spend about $2,000 a month, and this covers my food, my transportation, my memberships, my subscriptions, and also my insurance. So looking at the numbers, transportation is one of the biggest buckets that takes up a lot of money there, and F&B is the next one. So F&B is a big portion of my spending as well, together with transportation, because I do enjoy eating out with friends, I do enjoy having a nice beer over the weekend, and that occasional Japanese food once in a while. Maybe a bit too much. So the next biggest portion that I have under my spendings is insurance. So as someone that has an underlying condition, I'm subjected to an additional loading, which means I pay almost double the amount for a healthy individual. But it is what it is. That's the cards I was dealt with. So instead of whining about what could have been,
quit whining.
I find different ways to work around it and try to reduce my insurance or earn more so that I can pay for my insurance. So for transportation, I've been cycling to work, and that helped me reduce my cost a little bit, which is really amazing. But the best thing that I get out of cycling to work is how you start your day. So instead of going into the bus, everyone's playing on their phone, I get to start my day looking at the beautiful city that we have. I get to smell the sea, I get to look at the green grass, I get to see people exercising, and once in a while I do see some wildlife popping up. So granted that this might not be for everyone, because you might work in very different places, but if you can reduce your transportation by a bare minimum like cycling or walking a little bit more, this might be something useful. So as for going out or eating out, if you do have the privilege to work from home, this might come in handy because you can pick and choose what you want to cook for your meals.
So what are we making today?
So this could be preparing a little bit more from dinner, and then you can use the leftovers for lunch the next day or even dinner the next day. So this kind of helps you save a little bit more because you cook one meal that can feed you twice. And coupled with having that bicycle that brings me to work, I also cycle on the weekend with my wife, so we can go out to have a nice breakfast or a nice brunch over the weekend. And it sort of like motivates us to have that burning sessions first, and then we can enjoy the breakfast later.
You want to keep me healthy, don't you?
So the last part of my expenditure is the memberships and subscription. So more often than not, some of us might have subscription plans that we might not have used very often over the last 6 months or even the last 3 months. So for example, do you really need Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon Prime all together? Maybe not. So what I did was I cancelled some subscription plan because I realized that I've not been using them for a while, and this might be a small amount like $20 to $30 a month, but over a period of 12 months, it allows me to save a few $100s. So now the second part of the equation is to increase your income. So this can be a little bit touchy and sensitive because of how we are wired to not job hop, not to share our salaries, or even have that mindset of if we work hard enough, we'll get a promotion.
Why so sensitive, Harrington?
So an article on Yahoo states that the average job hopper earns up to 16% more than staying in their old jobs. So while this increase might seem pretty small, but when you put it into numbers, it can be very different. So let's say you're earning $4,000 right now and you do job hop to another role with a different company, you're looking to get somewhere based on 16% around $4,640. So this means an extra $600 a month or an extra $7,000 a year, which is a pretty good sum of money.
Money.
So other than job hopping, another way to increase your income is to set aside money on a monthly basis and put those money into investments. So investments can be scary and tricky at the same time, but this is where XM comes in. So XM is one of the global online trading platforms with more than 10 years of presence in the trading industries. So with the XM apps, you are now able to trade from anywhere and at any time, and you can download it on both iOS and Android. But if you're like me and you prefer to use the website, you get to see things on a larger screen And one of the features that I really like is the research tab. So this gives you technical analyses, update, news feeds, and it provides you with information to help you make an informed decision on your next trade. However, if you're not great at trading, then there's copy trading feature. So copy trading allows you to copy expert traders and have their trades made within these strategies replicated into your portfolio for you. So on the copy trading side, you can see the ROIs of the different traders based on the last 7 days, the last 30 days, and much more. So they also show you analytics like the past trades, which is insightful if you're looking to see what they are trading and how they are trading these asset classes. And also for now, the copy trading has increased leverage from 300 to 1 to 500 to 1, which means that you get to explore more opportunities with higher available margins. And if you're a trader yourself, you can consider joining trading competitions where you guys battle trade and stand a chance to win exciting prizes. Or you can consider putting yourself as a copy trader where you can share your strategies and earn a profit share up to 50% from investors that follow your trade. And on top of that, XM also hosts monthly webinars from Monday to Thursday, and these are all led by local instructors where you can tune in to watch and learn from these experts on how they read charts and how they execute their trades. And right now, XM is offering $50 trading bonus with no deposit, so you can try out XM and decide if this platform is for you. So if you're interested, I've left links in the description down below for the webinar as well as a $50 bonus in the description down below. So like what XM offers, there are many different tools or instruments that you can invest to grow your income. So some people prefer trading, some people prefer long-term holds, and I personally do a little bit of both, so I get to enjoy the benefits of both sides. So let's say now you earn an extra $600 a month, $300 can be put into a safe asset class like dividend stocks to get that dividend income coming. And the other $300 can be put into something a little bit higher risk for a little bit higher gain over a short period of time. However, do understand that when it comes to investing, high risk will bring you high returns for sure, and low risk will give you low returns. And this means that with high risk instruments, you might lose some money as well. So the last way to increase your income is to do some side hustles. So this is probably one of the easiest way to earn some extra money, but it comes at the cost of selling your time for money. So this can mean giving tuition, doing pet boarding, walking your dog, or even creating content on social media platforms like what I'm doing right now. So granted that there are some side hustles that pay more than the other and some requires a little bit more specific skills, you need to find that balance where you do not get burnt out and end up hating the whole process itself. At the end of the day, increasing your earning power or income will be much easier than reducing expenses because there's only so much things you can cut out from your life before it becomes too uncomfortable or miserable and you start to dislike everything around you. So I do hope that you've gotten some idea on how you can either increase your earning power or income or maybe reduce a little bit of your spending. And if you did, drop a like, will be a great feedback mechanism for me to know what you guys like. Subscribe if you haven't, and as always, if you guys got any questions, please let me know.